Hey there, everyone. A happy Wednesday. Good morning. I'm meteorologist Ashley Ruiz with a look at your forecast for the middle half of the week. We have some big changes starting today. Yesterday, we warmed up to 91 degrees here in Seattle, and temperatures over the last couple of days before yesterday were near, if not below normal. But this morning is so beautiful. We have blue sky above. We don't have any fog, maybe a little bit of low cloud cover or some haze off in the distance, but we can actually see the mountain. What a beautiful start to our day. But yesterday it was hot. It was a little hazy and it was pretty gusty with easterly winds about 10 to 15 miles per hour with some stronger wind gust as well. 91, that tied a previous record high at SeaTac for yesterday's date. But today we're not talking any record high temperatures by any means, but this was summer's way of saying, hey, it's still summertime. Fall's not quite here just yet, even though we've had a pretty extended period with our temperatures staying in the 60s and 70s. That was not the case yesterday, and that was not the case on September 3rd. But if you were really a fan of that hot heat, well, today it's still going to be warm, but we're much cooler compared to yesterday. But we're even cooler as we head into Thursday, and we can thank the return of onshore winds for that. We have a system moving in over the area today, and it's not going to bring us any rain, though it's going to bring us that wind shift. So you will notice even tomorrow morning, it's going to be significantly cooler. A lot of us kicking the day off in the 60s to this morning, but tomorrow we're in the 50s. So rain chances will return over the weekend. So even though we're not going to pick up any rain with this system moving in, we're still going to get some showers over the weekend as a stronger system moves in. Speaking of fall, 5 days away, can you believe it? Officially on Monday, September 22nd, and it will feel like fall by then, but we're not talking super cold temperatures. You see on Monday, near 70. That's really comfortable, especially considering we've had some rainy and cool conditions. We're expecting to be mostly dry for Monday, but you see how we go from 77 today to the lower 70s tomorrow and Friday, and those morning temperatures you see there, 54 tomorrow morning, 53 Friday morning, so a nice little crisp fall-like feeling to the air tomorrow morning. So the kids might need a light jacket at the bus stops. But for now, weekend rain chances look to be more so in the evening, maybe a little later than that, and then tapering off as our Sunday goes on. But you don't have to worry about that today and over the next couple of days. Saturday for now, the European model's picking up on the rain moving in more so overnight and into early Sunday. So the timing could definitely change. A look at the big picture right now, it's pretty clear out there, except you see a thicker band of clouds off the coast, and that's our next system moving in, and a couple of sprinkles of green you see there just off the coast. Now, with the system moving in, there could be a couple of sprinkles closer to the coast as it moves ashore, but not a lot of moisture with this. Let's take you to the coast because it is a beautiful morning there as well. The clouds still well off in the distance, and here's a look at Sequim at the new Dungeness Lighthouse. Really a nice start to the day. And then atop Hurricane Ridge, seeing some wildfire smoke. That's why the sun is looking very red and even a little orange, but really a fiery sunrise because of that wildfire smoke on the Olympic Peninsula. And then here's Mount Rainier, the summit view. What a beautiful shot. Not really seeing any major wildfire smoke there at the moment, but again, that was the summit view. For the high temperatures today, low and mid 70s, the islands in the 60s and 70s could have some pretty dense wildfire smoke near the Canadian border today, which I'll show you in a minute. Highs for the North Sound and then Camano Island and just the islands in general, about 70 in Coupeville, interior areas mid and potentially upper 70s. Same goes for Central Sound, Auburn. You may top out near 80 degrees as well. Going to be a good day to hike, but once again, watch out for some of that wildfire smoke and check the air quality before heading out. Wednesday for highs for the South Sound and the foothills. You see for South Sound, upper 70s to about 80, and then the closer you get to Oregon, pretty similar, about 78 in Longview, 77 in Centralia, and the coast going to be on the mild side as well before that system rolls in. But closer to Fork 65 and Ocean Shore 64, but then Hood Canal about 78. This is what I was talking about with the smoke. You see closer to Bellingham, we are seeing that blue and maybe even a little bit of green and yellow. That's indicating some thicker wildfire smoke, but near the actual wildfire. So even closer to Hood Canal with the Bear Gulch fire, and then over the Cascades, that's where we'll have the densest smoke. However, we get into Thursday, and with northerly winds, we could have some of the wildfire smoke moving in from Canada, especially Thursday night. But most of it should stay aloft, but we'll have to watch out for some of it mixing down to the surface. Tomorrow morning, low and mid 50s, and our average low in Seattle this time of year is about 54, so we'll be close to that. And then highs tomorrow, just about right where we should be, low and mid 70s. Our average high in Seattle, about 72, so we're going to be right near that. Really going to be a comfortable day. Maybe some high clouds passing by, but that's about it, and it could be a little hazy, as I mentioned. Air quality for now looks to be in that good range, except for areas closer to the wildfires. So here's a look at the futurecast showing the band of weakening showers, perhaps pushing ashore later this morning or early afternoon, and a little bit of rain, very light rain, sprinkles even possible along the immediate coast, but it continues to weaken as it begins to move in, and it's a weakening front. Into Thursday morning, likely starting off with at least some clouds, and then some high clouds may stick around during the day on Thursday, but still going to be a nice stretch of weather. Friday's pretty similar. We're going to have mostly sunny skies, but then the shower chances return Saturday and into Sunday, though the timing could definitely change. If you're headed to the coast this weekend, going to be on the cool side with a little bit of shower activity for the islands. Afternoon, maybe evening, late night showers on Saturday, and then Sunday showers at times. Temperatures will be in the 60s. Now for Puget Sound, again, pretty similar. More than likely the rain holds off at least until the evening, decreasing showers and cooler on Sunday. If you're camping this weekend, just know there could be some wildfire smoke as well as showers, more so returning on Sunday, and it will be significantly cooler then. This is what I was talking about. This is the European model, and it updates several times, and we'll be able to fine-tune the forecast as we get a little closer. But for now, it shows most of our Saturday. We're on the dry side, maybe a couple of showers closer to the coast in the back half of the day, but we could have a batch of rain moving in Saturday night and into Sunday morning, and then as the day goes on Sunday, tapers off into the afternoon. And then early next week, looking dry, but maybe next Wednesday, could have some more showers moving in. In terms of rain totals, it's really going to be on the light side, except for the northern coast, which is typical, and then maybe up into the northern Cascades. That's where we could have about one inch or greater. That's where you see that blue, so half of an inch up to maybe an inch and a quarter, but then you see the purples, that's more than an inch and a half. But for the lowlands, it looks as though it's generally going to be less than a quarter of an inch, maybe less than a half of an inch, but we'll be able to fine tune all of the details as we get closer. Again, here's a look at your 7-day forecast. So near 80 for some spots today, upper 60s, low and mid 70s tomorrow, Friday, and then shower chances return over the weekend. And looking ahead to next week, the first couple of days of fall, we'll have highs in the 60s. Now beyond the 7-day forecast and into the end of September, doesn't look as though we're going to have any major warm-ups or anything like that, especially as we start to lose more daylight, and it's rapid at this point. We'll continue to lose about close to 3.5 minutes of daylight per day. In September, we're losing 90 to 100 minutes for the entire month, and then another for October as well, 90 to 100 minutes for the entire month. So yes, we have less time to warm up, and then we're just starting to transition into that wet weather pattern that we're used to in the fall. Remember, you can always find the latest forecast and extended forecast on King 5 Plus, king5.com, and then on our free King 5 app. I hope you have a fabulous day, and we'll talk soon.